Reidenstern, how will you react?
I will give the horse a tug. Oh, there! Then I will call upon my comrades and relate to them that I heard some sort of a squeal on the forest nearby.
Why? I pop my head out of the carriage. Squeal inside.
Yeah,
But
over yonder.
based on what I read about surface folk, squeals mean pigs. Pigs mean meat.
Are you sure about this, Dark One?
Well, spent my life eating spiders and other bugs and other creepy crawlies. It's time for a change of diet, maybe. Getting tired of bread, anyway.
Magandang
This
ano
is
yun,
quite.
magandang proposition nga yun. It would help. Some meat would help stave
Yeah.
off the uh, blandness of just like eating bread and rations throughout this trip.
Yeah, gotta put some meat on my bones.
Okay, so as you are discussing this, that is your map. Nag-map change ako. Ito niya.
Yon.
Yep. Uy.
This map
That is
change
your
was
road.
brought to you by Roll20.
Brought to you by Mang Andox, Lechong Baboy.
Yon.
Baka pala. Baka.
Hindi ko pa
Mapasqueal
natitikman
ka sa
yan.
sarap.
Speaking of, may nagtayo ng chicken burger stand sa amin. Ang pangalan, Hey Hey.
Bakit eh?
Yung manok sa sa Moana.
Oo.
That makes sense.
Oo, si ano.
What?
Oh! Picture ako na.
Okay. So as you were discussing this, you suddenly hear the sound of dried leaves being crushed to the ground. The sound is coming ahead of you, more to your right. And then small twigs breaking, and the squeal is getting louder. Then out of the right side, you would see this creature. It will stand there. It's initially running, and it will stop in front of the road, and it will look at you, and then it will ihampas niya yung kanyang paa sa lupa, parang bull in defiance.
Uy.
Stop niya. One of you will need to roll a perception check.
Sino ba may mataas sa perception dyan?
Not me.
I'll try.
Yeah!
Yeah. Ayun.
Sneak.
Yep.
Sneak. You see the posture of this creature. You instantly realize that this is a giant boar. By its nature, a giant boar, when hungry, would charge any and all creatures, and its massive tusks could inflict serious pain. Tinignan mo yung giant boar head to toe, and one thing na napansin mo is that instead of the common color gray for its skin, the skin color of this giant boar is blue. And then its eyes, nanlilisik ang kanyang mata. And instead of charging towards your group, the giant boar would run into the tree line. Tumakbo siya. Parang tinignan lang kayo, then tumakbo siya ulit. And after niyang pumasok sa tree line, after a few moments, you would hear a large thud, as if it is charging towards a thick trunk of a tree.
Mhm.
Ano gagawin niya?
Naamoy niya na gutom tayo. Oh no! Run away! And then he ran aimlessly towards a tree. God dang.
I turn to my companions and say, "Anyone up for a spot of beef and mushrooms?" And I run in the direction of the bull.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Spokes just
You will
lips.
run. You will run towards the direction of the bush. Sige, ilalagay ko lang yung
Teka
token.
lang, si Marius is unaware of all of this, no? I'll ask what's happening. What's the commotion? What's the commotion about?
Fresh meat.
Oh,
And yeah, I just lick my sharpened teeth. Yeah.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Si Chuck yata walang ano, no? Si Chuck yata walang token na galing Hero Forge.
Ay, wala pa, taga.
Wala pa, no?
I-upload ko
Wala
lang.
pa.
Kaya kunin ko yung token
Hindi,
ko from
kung
Hero
ano lang
Forge.
naman.
Pati kayo isang Zepops, tayo lang. I-download ko lang.
butas na ba? Send mo sa akin, I'll cut it.
No, I got Photoshop.
Alright.
Fun. Just be a quick job. Gumawa na rin ako ng bagong model para mas appropriate dun sa Druid.
Gawan mo nga, Jake, ano? Gawan mo nga ng Hero Forge si Jair.
Yeah.
Oo nga, no? Parang,
Easy.
Yung itsura niya, he is old. Very old, like 400 years old.
Gotcha.
Pero
Gray hair.
pero emo
gray
yata
hair,
yung-
gray hair pero hindi siya long hair. Gray hair lang.
I gotcha.
Tapos yung kanyang staff, gamit pa rin niya yung the staff of spiders from the ancient times.
All right.
Uy, naalala ko yun. Yun yun.
Kung kailan nagkaroon ng
Ay.
staff of spiders, naka natigil eh. No?
Oo doon nag-spiral down eh. Curious na rin ako para gamitin mo yun.
Ha?
Sayang.
Yan yun. Pag meron magkakape, lalagyan ko ng, hampasin ko ng staff of spiders para may poison yung kape.
Mm.
Kilele.
Babong!
Bonk. Someone's gonna
Okay,
get
so gamitin mo natin yung token na to.
Yep. Sige lang, bro.
Anong kayong first round, ihuli natin up si Sneak. Si Spooks and si Reidenstern. Kayo munang dalawa yung mag-initiate na action. Third to act would be si Marius, then huli si Sneak.
Okay.
Either si Spooks or si Reidenstern. Ano gagawin? You initially heard a thud of a creature. You would presume that the giant form. It thudded towards a thick tree. Then, it is followed by another thud. A few moments later, you would hear the sound of rustled leaves as if being disturbed. Sino sa inyo mag-act?
Something tells me that little Peggy is not alone. All right, little one. Time to do your job. I send out our drone in the form of
Ever
a
reliable.
Again, you summon your familiar blackbird. And the crow, understanding the instruction,
he
would
flies out,
immediately fly into
Yelling.
the tree line.
yelling meat.
It would fly within less than 100 feet and will perch itself on top of a tall branch. From its perspective, you see that the giant boar The giant boar is alone, as far as your bird could tell, and the giant boar is crashing its head onto a nearby tree.
Bore pala.
The boar
Akala ko,
is repeatedly
akala ko bull.
charging.
Ano yun? Akala mo
Repeated.
ano?
Bull.
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 Parang bull na rin kasi malaking
Yeah.
boar.
Still meat.
Repeatedly inuuntog niya yung charge niya yung puno. And yung puno, nag-rustle lang yung leaves and bumabagsak yung mga dahon sa lupa. Yun yung nakikita niya. And spooks, you would also notice that the skin color of this boar is color blue, unlike the usual gray or brown that is common for creatures of this type.
Okay. After seeing this, I turn around to my mates. Mates, are pigs usually colored blue?
Blue boar.
Some say that if a creature is born under the blue moon,
Yeah, or maybe a special kind of meat, special taste. I don't know. One way to find out then, yeah.
Wait, baka ensorcelled or cursed yan. Can anybody find out if that's the case? Maybe it's a blue creature and it's as big as a tree. I'm pretty sure this isn't a normal thing people see on a regular.
So we're gonna have a more than normal meal. Extra special, extra crispy. Anyway, what's your plan, mates?
I don't mind
Ako,
having a bit of long pork.
Bacon.
Kaya mong makipag-communicate dyan, Snake?
I can I cast speak with animals?
Yes, you can.
I I turn to the pork and say,
I'm checking the limits of your spell.
I can put up the description. Teka lang. Open ko lang yung tab.
It's limited by their intelligence. Okay. May nabasa ko na.
Parang naalala
Okay,
ko
so,
pala yung mga sisiw na spray paintan na binibenta sa mga
Oo nga,
areas.
Dami sa amin, pre. Ang ironic pa, katabi niya andok yung tindahan niya.
Sayang. Given the chance, they could have grown to be succulent morsels.
Medyo kino-question ko yung shop.
Sige, Steak. You flicked your fingers and spoke the words of power to complete your spell. A moment later, you suddenly realize that you are able to communicate with this wild boar. You ask the wild boar, ano yung tatanong mo sa wild boar?
Would you like to join us for lunch?
The wild boar will suddenly stop and it will look at your direction, puzzled as to why it could understand you, as it thinks na wala siyang nakakausap na tao ever. Next question. Ano question mo sa kanya?
What? Anong itsura nun to us that do not know what's going on? tumahimik lang sila
Sneak.
pareho eh.
Sneak shouts a question at the boar's direction,
Wait,
and the
Paps,
boar
pwede bang ano?
initially charging towards.
When I speak with animals, pwede bang can it be in grunts and snorts?
Snorts.
Yeah,
It will appear so.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, yun yung maintindihan niya
So,
eh.
Oh, grunts, snorts, and then stomping of feet. Basically, parang ginagaya yung body language nung animal.
You're gonna Steve Irwin this shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
watch this.
so you casually approach the wild giant boar and gave a series of snorts and squirts and stomps, imparting your question. And to everyone's amazement, the giant boar stopped and looked at Sneak, puzzled as to why and how does this human can communicate with it. So it will give its own series of squirts and snorts. The message that it is imparting towards you is that it is confused. Meron ko ba bang gusto itanong sa kanya?
Confused of what?
Sneak.
I turn to it. Are you in danger? Are you sick?
At the mention of is the creature suffering any sickness, the creature will again stomp on the ground, and it will give you a message that it consumed something from the ground not too far from you. After eating those sprouts, as it could impart with you, he suddenly felt this strange urge to run and charge this tree kung saan siya nakatayo, yung tree sa tabi niya.
Yun, berserker mushrooms.
I know. I've been thinking about it. Tatanong ko pa lang
Vinland
sana
Saga.
kay Dax eh.
Vinland Saga.
Great Boar, can you show me where you found these sprouts?
The giant boar, now fully pacified, it will just wiggle its tail. And it will look behind you, Sneak, looking at your companions. And it will casually turn away. And maglalakad siya towards a different location. Just a few dozen meters away. Susunod ka, and mapapansin mo, this place, it's filled with densely packed trees. And on the ground, makikita mo maraming lumot. Moss and moss as far as you can see. And on one small patch of ground, merong disturbed earth. And nearby, merong small patch of strange looking mushrooms. You need to roll for a survival check, and ang DC na in-impose ko dito is 17.
Ooh. Fitting.
Pero teka, bago ka mag-roll, ang sabihin ko sa'yo, pag hindi mo na-save yan, titikman mo yung mushroom.
I mean, I was gonna do it either way, so.
Narcos.
Narcos.
Ah!
Oh. Nature boy. Woo!
Okay, so upon seeing this patch of mushrooms, your eyes will burn in delight as you immediately recognize what they are. Their name is called patch mushrooms. Patch. Their very simple name is betrayed. by their very uncommon effect. Explain ko yung effect nila. You can try to have one of your companions eat them kung gusto mo para pakita natin yung effect.
Might come in handy.
Or gusto mo i-explain ko na lang sa'yo.
Can I go to one of my companions and say,
Meron akong magical question sa ganyan.
Mhm.
Kasi Marius has this thing called the divine health.
Yun,
Flowing through you makes you immune to disease.
okay.
So
well,
I am not sure if it's a disease.
Here we go again.
This is
Or
not
what?
not diarrhea.
Is like ano medicinal after effects a disease,
okay.
or will it
So,
cause a disease?
So Sneak will offer the mushrooms to Marius.
Actually, what I was gonna
And
say
as far
was,
as Sneak,
sorry, I was gonna say, anyone want to be a trip sitter? as I as I put the mushrooms in my mouth and begin chewing.
okay, so you begin chewing 6 mushrooms.
No, just one. Just one.
And since animang ka na,
Isa lang daw.
sige, I will explain the effects na lang. I know.
Oh,
The first, kasi random yung effect ng mushrooms. I need to
Ah,
roll a
okay.
d6.
oh, mad ka.
Ang nakuha mong batch ng mushrooms, I will check muna. You obtained 8 mushroom samples ng patch mushrooms. And suddenly, Sneak, your tongue would numb. Namamanhid yung tongue mo. And your brain, you would feel lightheaded.
Mhm.
The effect na maroroll sa'yo is that you cannot speak common for 1 hour.
Okay. But can I still
Pero
talk
you can
to the board?
speak other language.
Okay.
Ano na?
Can I still
So you
talk
can
to the
speak
board
any
while I'm
other
at it?
language. You can still speak to the boar, pero for 1 hour, hindi mo kaya magsalita ng common language. Pero kung meron kang other language na kaya mo sabihin, yun yung magagamit mo.
I turn
And yung other
to
effects ng patch mushroom
Mhm.
ay 1, your skin will turn blue. Yung nangyari sa
Oh,
giant boar. Yung kung 3 ang na-roll is magugutom ka. You will become very hungry. Food trip.
munchies. I got
Yes.
the munchies.
The 4th effect niya is you will lose your will to fight. So parang ano ka, magkakaroon ka ng apathy. Di maano ka, parang low energy.
Peace, brother.
Yung number 5, kung 5 ang maroroll, you will feel depressed. And number 6, you will feel very energized. And magkakaroon ka automatic ng 1 inspiration. Kung 6 ang maroroll, so 6.
Mushrooms of Russian roulette.
Oo. Those mushrooms are quite rare. Kasi hindi nila maintindihan kung paano nagkakaganyan yung epekto niya. So you have 8 samples of those mushrooms. If you want to propagate it, at least you have those samples.
I love this.
Okay. I'll keep the mushrooms in
All
the
right.
pouch.
Okay, so you cannot speak common. Kung gusto mo mag-sign language ka doon sa mga kasama mo.
I turn to actually this is something that I've been meaning to check out as well. I turn to I turn to Spooks and say, "What's up? Can you hear me?"
What? You having a giggle there, mate? I mean, yeah, I'm kind of sick of mushrooms anyway. I want some meat. What's going on?
I got some shrimp.
Spooks you cannot understand.
I'm speaking
Ano
in
ba
down under.
Yeah, gibberish. And I turn to Marius and
Ay,
Reidenstern.
hindi. Marunong ka ba Underdark?
Underdark. Yeah, undercommon.
Undercommon, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So Spooks, si Sneak is speaking with you in Undercommon.
Aligned you to the old cheddar box.
Para sa inyo, undercommon is just common with Australian accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's Bogan.
Yeah,
It's very hard to spell.
heavy bogan.
Uh,
Hella bogan.
I can't. I took these mushrooms and I gotta say, these are quite trippy, eh?
Yeah, might should make a. I should not turn those red stomps into turn a job, eh?
That's as far as I don't
Yeah.
know much,
Yeah.
but pretty
This
much.
dag-
Yeah.
This dice turn into a ringer.
So Marius and Reidenstern, you would instantly realize that iba na yung language na sinasabi ni Sneak. And only si Spook sa nakakaintindi as of the moment.
If only schools can speak black. Yeah. Yo, this nigga be tripping and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
So,
Why you
anything
gotta be
else
like that?
na gusto niyong gawin?
I can't understand shit what they're saying.
Yes, you cannot. Tapos, the giant boar, he was just wagging his tail, and slowly it will turn away and begins to walk. Papalayo sa inyo.
Nakita ko visibly naging kulay blue si Sneak.
Yeah.
Hindi siya nag-color blue.
Ah, hindi ba?
Ang nakuha niyang effect is nawala yung kanyang ability to speak common. Pero yung effect ng patch mushroom, I need to roll for a d6.
Isa sa effects lang yung nagiging blue.
Yes.
Giging Smurf ka.
Oh, mag-Willy
Magiging
Wonka.
Smurf. Magiging Smurf siya actually. Parang gano'n. Basically, magiging Smurf.
King Blutus. Courage and honor.
Ultra.
Ultra.
Drag.
We march for Macrag.
We march! Come on, let's march!
Ibang klaseng Smurf yun.
Okay.
Smurfette.
Yeah.
And the giant boar is walking away, leaving you,
Ito test ako.
leaving your group to yourselves.
Pwede ko ba
may
man?
gagawin pa kayo?
Before siya lumayo, lalapitan ko, tapos i-try ko i-pet yung boar. They're little one. Ay,
Hello?
they're little.
Sound check,
Big
sound
one,
check.
big guy.
Sound check.
Okay. The giant boar will not shy away from your touch.
Sound check.
You would feel the creature's coarse hair and its rough skin. It will give you one sideways look, and it will turn away, continuing its movement. Papalayo sa inyo. Hindi ka niya pinapansin.
Voice change.
Yes.
Voice change. 1, 2. Voice change.
Wala.
Nothing.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Hindi siya gumagana yata.
Okay. How about now? Voice change.
Wala
1, 2.
None.
Hindi yata siya gumagana na ano. Para bang may sariling ano yata. Roll
Voice
20.
Yun mo output ay yung browser. Kung saan naka ano si Roll20.
Okay.
I will import yung mistake. Try ko lang. So aside from kay Reidenstern, he will attempt to he is petting the giant boar na papalayo. Meron pa ba kayo ibang gagawin?
Uh,
Yes.
Actually, mas concerned ako doon sa nangyaring weirdness dahil
Yeah.
biglang hindi
Mate.
nagkaintindihan eh. So,
Mate, pig's getting away.
The
Nature.
pig is moving slowly away from you. And based on the interaction between Sneak and the giant boar, it would tell you that the giant boar does not intend you any harm. But it is still a pig with a lot of meat. Like, really a lot of meat.
Yes.
I call out to it and say,
Die!
The,
What?
the emperor
bigyan
provides.
mo ng bigyan mo ng some druid live and die in honor for nourishing heroes crap.
Your sacrifice will not go in vain.
it would be my honor to return you to the cycle of life.
Yeah. Well spoken.
I
So
go
what's
after
your
it.
group? What is your group? You go after it and slaughter it.
Slaughter is a heavy-handed word to use.
Okay. So you will harvest the meat from its bones.
I prefer
Yun,
utilize.
mas okay. Harvest
Utilize
is
nature's gift.
seems to be more easier to communicate across.
The forest provides.
Teka. Change map.
Ay, Pops, hindi ko pa pala na... okay lang ba? I-adjust ko na yung stats ko? Since long rest naman na.
Sige.
Survival lang naman ay wisdom lang naman yung tataasan ko. Ay, may kuting nga pala ako dito kung naririnig niyo.
Wala ko yung baboy.
Oo nga.
Hindi, may nanganak kasi yung pusa namin. Meron kami
Okay, your group.
Kala ko nag-cast ka ng enlarge reduce sa baboy.
Your group will have initiative. Sino sa inyo would want to initiate the action?
Ako, yung warrior thing ko dyan, bayaan mo siyang makaisang ganti at least, and then let's end.
Warrior's death.
Oo. I mean, if I'm gonna go, that would be at least honorable way to go. Hindi lang like slaughter me helplessly.
So Marius will pass the first initiative.
Yep.
Reidenstern and Spooks. What are you gonna do? Naglalakad na yung giant boar. Palayo na siya. Inisip niya na wala na siyang pakialam sa inyo. Casually, galaw-galaw pa yung kanyang tail, left and right, parang si Pumba. Nakakita niyo na lang, from your point of view, is the creature's giant ass.
Hindi mo ba naging pet? Dave?
Hindi ko mapet eh. Umalis bigla eh. Try ko i-pet.
That's cold.
That's just not right, man.
Yeah. Easy little fella. Not gonna hurt ya.
Reidenstern, your turn to act.
Since paano siya, susundan ko siya. I'll walk by its
Sundan mo lang.
side. Trying to, muna, parang bang hinihimas ko yung side belly niya. Kinakamot-kamot ko.
Roll for animal handling.
Teka, nasa na ba yun? Animal hand.
I wonder.
Okay, so you tried to pet the animal at its side, but instead of petting it, you dug your thick
Oh no.
dragon-like claws into the side of the creature. The creature is now alerted, and it will jolt and move a few feet away from you. It will stomp its feet on the ground And now we need to roll for initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hello.
Oops.
Roll for initiative, gentlemen.
Uh,
10.
10 ako. So mag-roll up tayo, Sir Kim, later. Ano ba ito ulit? Hindi ko nakakalimutan.
Sabihin din.
Yung mali. Ito.
Okay.
Ay, hindi ko pa na-click yung token bago ako nag-roll.
Yeah. I'll just pick again then roll it back to 17. So 17 siya actual. Yeah.
Palitan ko na lang gawin ko 13. Yeah.
There you go.
So nag-roll,
Um,
Sir Kim, it's a 9. I'm an 8. 20. So una si Reidenstern. So 17 ka, Jake? Tama?
Yes.
Si Sneak.
Oh,
Delete?
auto dead.
Nade-delete ako.
Nice.
Nade-delete lang. Okay, Reidenstern, do your thing. The creature jolted and moved a few feet away from you. It's stomping on the ground. And it's now ready to attack.
Teka lang.
Proceed with
binili
your
ko.
action.
Wait. Natitig na lang ako.
Divine Assault.
Wow.
Teka. I will move away from it. However, I will cast Compelled Duel sa boar.
Compelled Duel. Parang
Parang taunt sa sa Warcraft.
Sige, gawin mo na din.
Alright, ito yung description.
Oh shit! Wala. Ano ba to? Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw. Ang target number ko ay... Ano yung DC? DC.
13.
13. Wisdom. -2. -2 lang naman. Because of my very wise. 13? Fail. It's a fail, honestly. Revolution. Attack rolls against... okay, so...
So if it attacks anyone else except you, disadvantage yung attack roll niya.
Oo. Parang Ancestral Guardian ka.
Okay.
Okay. So the beast is now focused in its attempt to attack only Reidenstern. Next to act would be Spooks.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move a bit forward, pop out of the bushes. Alright, I'm getting hungry. And then there you go. So a black tendril starts creeping out of my sleeves, and then whack.
Wait. Wait. It hits.
It hits. No! Don't hurt Pigsy!
Come a bit closer.
Roll for damage. You inflicted 7 damage.
7 piercing
You pull the
damage.
creature 10 feet,
Okay,
10 feet towards your direction.
and then I pull back. Alright, it's all yours, Mike. And I tap Reidenstern's shoulder. It's all yours, Mike. Good luck.
Next to act would be sneak.
I can still talk to the boar, right?
Yes, you can.
I turn to it and say, Do you have any family nearby?"
Buti hindi ko naintindihan yan. Magigil trip yung character ko pag naintindihan yan.
Yeah.
You will
Just
give
starts
you will
nodding.
sneak. You will give a few grunts and snorts towards the direction of the creature. And in response, the creature will tell you that it is a bull among its kind looking for a mate. Pero so far, binata siya.
Bronco.
Oh well, conscience clear. I have a question. One more question. Pwede pa ba ako magtanong, or would that be my action?
Pwede ba?
Right. Are all of your kind as large as you?
In response, the creature will tell you that there are some of their kind na katulad niya. Pero normally, the size ng boar is yung normal size of swine na alam ng most people.
Okay. I don't attack it, and then I don't attack it. I just spend the rest of my turn trying to talk to it, keeping it distracted as my companion skill. I just
Marius.
That's just cold.
yeah, basically, I'm just saying. How did you? I'm trying to find out, how did you grow to be so big? Let's just talk this out. don't.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear over the sound
Yeah.
of your people kicking my ass.
So as far as my character is concerned,
You don't know.
we are hunting this beast, and this beast is
Yes.
going to provide us speed.
Yeah.
So I will
Yes.
move forward accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, this is no moral dilemma for spooks whatsoever.
And then
To be
Uh,
clear, it's not for me either. It's just I'm trying to find out. This bitch is huge. Like, if it's,
I will dodge. Dodge action yung gagawin ko at this point. Just in case.
Dodge action. Then it's the creature's turn to act.
Nag-succeed
Its
naman yung ano,
action
no?
is
Oh.
I failed dun sa ano. So, ang kanyang gagawin is an attempt to move for a charge. Straight forward, 5, 10, 15. 20. So, si Marius, if you want, you can use an attack of opportunity against this guy.
Ah, hindi siya umalis sa area ko eh. Pumasok siya sa area ko.
If you want lang naman.
Ah. Do I recognize yung spell na kinas ni Dave?
Yes, because you're both paladins.
Oh. Then
Ang kinas niya is the compelled duel. Compelled duel.
Sige. Then my warrior thingy tells me that the boar is in its right to strike first. So I do nothing. I let it. And then after nun, okay.
The boar, the wild boar, the giant boar will attack. Reidenstern, your AC is
20.
20, so plus 5. Tusk. It's a hit. Two D6. 6. 9 slashing damage.
Oh.
Then you would take an additional 9
Whoa.
slashing damage for the charge.
Wow.
And you need to roll for a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Nice.
Oh! Okay, so the creature came charging down towards Reidenstern. Reidenstern held his shield at the red, but the creature found a crack in between Reidenstern's defense and gored Reidenstern with its massive tusks. Reidenstern, nakabaon ngayon yung tusk nitong si Wild Boar sa iyong tagiliran. A crimson liquid is now pouring from your side and hawak-hawak mo siya like a real badass. Naka-stand still kayong dalawa doon.
Nice.
Nakahinto na siya dun sa harap mo. You are trying to push the creature away. However, the creature is also stuck. Hindi siya makaalis dun sa kanyang posisyon. Next to act would be you, Reidenstern. Ano ang gagawin mo?
I'll try to,
Yeah, hagis mo ba siya? Strength check.
well, nakahawak naman, di ba? I'll try to
Hawak.
calm it down again. Trying to ihimasin ko yung task niya.
That's
Calm
cold,
down.
man.
Calm down, big one.
Sige. Reidenstern, I will allow it. Ang kailangan kong gawin mo is animal handling. 16.
Sana gumana. Sana gumana.
Batang-bata.
Hell yeah! I love you, Pixie! I love you, Pixie!
Reidenstern, you realize that the reason that that creature charged is your mistake. So when the creature charged at you and its tusk burying itself deeper into your side, instead of retaliating with force, you patted its head and tell the creature that everything is going to be alright. And while looking at the creature in the eye.
Oh man.
All of a sudden, all of the hate and violence from the eyes of the creature, one by one, slowly faded away. And you could feel the tension from your side. The pressure is dissipating. Mawawala siya.
It's the
And the
perfect time to
force-
attack it. No, I'm just kidding.
And the force trying to push you away, mawawala na din.
Man, that's
The
cool.
creature will just stand there. Its tail wagging. Hihilahin na niya yung kanyang tusk. and you pacified it.
I
Just
I,
like that.
I see this happening.
Yes, nakita mo yung same yung in one swift sequence composing of 12 in the span of 12 seconds. You saw a creature charging. You saw a creature charging Reidenstern, and the dirt being displaced as Reidenstern stood his ground.
Wow.
And Reidenstern, instead of hitting the creature with his sword, patted the creature on its head and calmed the creature down.
I turn to
The
my
creature is now docile. Yes.
I turn to my other companion. Looks like meat is not on the menu, boys. Tapos sabihin ko kay Reidenstern, this is like the perfect time for you to craft a saddle for this guy. Ako na magmamaneho doon sa wagon.
Actually, nilalabas ko na rin yung aking rope eh. Kaya,
I well.
So
now that
gusto mo
I
siyang gawing
see-
mount?
oh,
Oh, mas malaki pa yung area niya kaysa doon sa wagon. Pwedeng mount yan, sa harap pa. Siya yung
Pero
advanced party.
Armored
Move
board.
away, fools. Make way. Di ba? Kilala ka.
lahat ng PC, pwede kayong magkaroon ng mount, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Yan na yung
Oh,
paladin
yan ako
mount
nga,
mo, Brad. Putik, wild boar na malaki. Damn, son.
Although this saddens Spooks a little bit as his stomach rumbles. I mean, you're not wrong.
I go up this book since he have a mushroom. I give him one of the mushrooms that I picked earlier.
Yun. That should calm him down.
Yeah.
Or not.
Before he
Tatanggapin mo ba? Hindi pwede eh. I will roll D6 para makita niyo lahat.
I mean, you don't. He technically he doesn't know what it looks like. I just give him a random mushroom.
Baka nga hindi tablan yan, di ba? Under darker yan eh. Baka wala sa kanya yun.
we don't know.
I know how to handle my animals, son.
Yeah.
Spooks Sneak just handed you a single mushroom.
Yeah.
Yung mushroom na to, hindi mo pa siya nakita ever. Even in your vast experience in Underdark. Sneak is just smiling at you, gesturing that you consume the mushroom being offered.
Yeah.
How will you react?
Okay, so what's gonna happen is, before the moment he hands me that mushroom, he just Spooks just says, "Not even just one bite. Come on, and the hindquarters, just one bite, and then what's this? I haven't seen one of these before." And I just take a bite.
Yun.
Okay, so rolling 1d6.
What is this?
Ako magro-roll.
Okay.
6!
oh yeah!
Okay,
You
so
get inspired.
upon ingesting the mushroom,
Nice.
you feel a strange warmth flowing through your body. The closest thing that you could recall is that it felt like taking a sip of an aphrodisiac. And all of a sudden, you feel pumped up, as if you want to run as fast and as far as you could. You gain 1 inspiration.
Whoa! All right.
Yung effect ng number 6.
Oh, yeah.
And it would appear na I have to research kung paano kung i-insert yung wild boar mount ni Reidenstern.
Ang pangalan
Basta
na
pinaset
kagad.
ko lang siya.
Ay, pangalan na ba? Pumba.
Oh my god.
Ano?
Hindi, pag-isipan ko
Ano
muna,
pangalan?
pero tawag ko muna sa kanya Pigsy. Dahil
Pigsy.
mukha siya si Pigsy.
Hindi na lang si Irene.
Wow.
Ayun.
Maganda
Or si
yun
ano?
sa Red Velvet.
Si hindi, pangalan niya si R. Lapid.
Wag, may food connotation na naman. Doon mauuwi yan.
So,
Parang okay, Consuelo is if he dies in combat, he won't go to waste, you know.
Lapid! No!
The mount can serve another purpose. Yeah, teach you guys.
Bacon sounds nice.
May bacon ability sa war machine. Pagka sa
Ay,
ganyan,
pag-isipan ko
din
muna.
model.
I never
For now.
expected na you would consider having a mount. So this is quite unexpected. Pero
Dragonboar.
it's nice. A Dragonboar riding
Yeah,
a
no.
wild boar. Dragonboar.
Hindi ko alam ba't ko naisip yun pero parang feeling ko gusto kong maging mount ko bigla.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you
Dragonboar.
tie the creature with a thick length of hempen rope by the neck. So the closest thing na magagamit mo for a saddle is yung nanakaw na tolda ni Patches doon sa other wagon na nakasulubong ninyo.
Okay. That will do.
Or pwede mo siyang instead of sasakin mo siya, you would walk beside the creature.
Technically, pwede rin Beast of Labor. Pwedeng
That'll
yun yung
do, Big.
magpupul ng wagon.
Pwede. Pakawalan niyo na yung dalawang horse or substitute para dun sa dalawang horse.
Well, yung kabayo na kainin natin.
Pwedeng
Bitong naman si Spock.
kung feeling nyo pagod na yung dalawang kabayo, the wild boar will carry the weight.
Pwede naman na
Hindi.
gawin na lang natin, guarantee natin the next town that we stop by. We carry a provision of some meat naman para hindi tayo mukhang kawawa sa journey.
Pero meron kayong bread. Yes, meron kayong bread, meron kayong wine. Dave, yung stats nitong giant boar is a giant boar.
Okay, giant.
Okay.
Giant boar.
Oh, ito ang tanong, anong mas mahal? Buhay na kabayo o yung karne ng kabayo?
Buhay na kabayo.
Okay.
Mas mahal ang buhay na kabayo.
Ayun.
Hands down. Kasi maintenance mo yan eh.
Okay. Alright.
Alam ko may miniature ako ng boar na pwedeng sakyan ng infantry.
Oh, namiss ko yung mga miniatures ko.
Ayun na dyan. Sigurado Dave, pag si Reidenstern, lagi nakasakay dyan sa may giant boar, magiging sakal yan.
Oo nga, sabagay.
Giant boar eh.
Ito nakita ko na stats niya. Tama mo.
Okay. Dragonboar, sige na, Chong.
Oh.
Dragon. Oo nga no, Dragon Ball.
Ano?
O, pangalan yung dalawa, ito yung nilagay ni Jake na Baduy. Dragonboar Z.
Alam, brain fart lang.
Pag
Magkasama kayong dalawa. Separately, you are known
Yeah.
as
I'm a dragon.
and Pixie.
With
But
the boar.
together,
We are
you're a formidable force called Dragonboar Z.
Oh,
Oh,
mamamatay sa
parang ganun
kakurnihan yung kalaban.
Oh, umpisa pa lang,
Mag-walk out na.
magki-cringe na sila. Baduy.
Mag-walk out na yung kalaban. Hindi sila. Oh, come on.
Hindi
man.
na. I no longer am a Dragon Board. I'm a Dragon Boar.
Yun. Hug Rider.
You are
Okay.
you are one in one with the boredom. Yeah.
Oh, yan.
So, ano ko
So
pala?
for now, itatali ko muna siya siguro sa courage.
So,
Para
Dave, it's
kasama
safe
lang
to say
namin.
that you are boring.
Oh.
Yun.
Okay. Okay, I'll take that.
Anyway, so
Does the mushroom
You
make
just-
me hear these jokes?
yes, yes.
Mushrooms.
It's the mushroom.
It's the mushroom, son.
That is fun.
Suddenly, naging Jamaican ang accent mo.
Yeah, man.
Australia. So, your group was able to obtain a new companion in the shape of a giant boar. You would, Reidenstern would tie up the giant boar at the back of the wagon, and your group will proceed on your journey papunta ng Radjebb Keep. The time is about 2 p.m. You've been traveling for quite a few number of hours. So at this point pala, I need to have you remove a number of rations equivalent to 3 days na. Kasi 3 days na kayong namamasyal eh.
Can I forage for those using survival?
Para sa'yo.
Yeah.
Or
Or
makatulad nung kay patches na madaya para sa lahat yung sa or half orc eh. Diba?
Ano sinabi na owlbear mo? Eto, giant to.
Sige, Sneak, roll ka for a survival check. Ano, roll a 15. You were able to forage the necessary sustenance to sustain you so far on this leg of the journey.
How far further away is the next settlement from where we are now?
Based on your understanding of the area, you're supposed to reach the first outpost in the kingdom of in the kingdom of Karamikos from the city. Within the day, you're supposed to be reaching the first outpost.
Okay. Tinitignan ko yung map. So like, ilang hexes away are we from Radjebb Keep? Para lang para lang meron tayong time frame of days or what.
So, ang travel time niyo so far is naka 3 days na kayo eh. So, yung sa travel time niyo on the road, on your own, 2 days. 2 days yung travel niyo. Ay, hindi pala, 4 days na pala kayo. 2 nights kayo dun sa may Reidenstern. Pero yung sa may road, so far, 2 days.
Is that, 1 day per hex? 1 day, 1 hex? Or iba yung pag-measure mo?
Okay, hanapin ko lang ulit.
Kasi from specular room.
Yes, tama. 1 day per hex. We are one-third of the journey yung na-consume.
Technically kasi yun nga, from Specularum 8 days until we reach Radjebb if tuloy-tuloy.
Yes.
Pero since hindi, so 4 days, so 1, 2, and 3. So 4 hexes, 5 hexes away pa siya. 5 days away pa siya. Yikes.
Yes.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah. 5 days of exposure
Tuloy lang.
to unknown.
Okay lang.
So,
Confident
ano na?
kami. May druid kami kasama na familiar sa...
tsaka meron niyang good berry.
Oh.
Yun.
No druid can cast good berries.
Not this druid.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
I got good mushrooms.
So,
Oh,
Ash
man.
good mushroom.
Lalo tayong gugutumin pag minalas dun sa result ng roll.
So,
This is the greater good.
For survival check, DC 50. Pag naging 50 or
21
above. 21 ba?
Yeah.
Sige. Wala akong babawas sa'yo na rations. At least for this part of the journey.
Yan ba yung parang foraging ability?
Foraging for survival.
Yung pareho nung sa ranger, no?
If you're good, you can forage.
Okay.
So you proceed with your journey and si Reidenstern pa rin ang pilot for the carriage.
I'm pretty sure
Yes?
papalit-palit kami kasi
Yes.
I'm sure part
Sino
of
ngayon yung
the ride.
Oo.
Sasakay-sakay siya dun sa kanyang
Bawal matulog sa biyahe.
binibreak in niya yung kanyang bagong
yun.
his spanking new shiny
Dragonboar Z.
Dragonboar Z. Dragonboar Z ride. Palit-palit kayo. So sino ngayon ang nagmamaneho ng inyong pioneer wagon?
Ako na muna. For this time onward.
Pwede ako sa gabi.
The time is now about 4 p.m. In a few hours, you will lose all sunlight. Pero, you know that you are getting near the Karamekos outpost. Kasi, you will realize that this stretch of road is already cleared of trees. Meaning that the people na nasa malapit na lugar, ayaw nila na hindi visible yung dadaanan
It's
going to and from the station.
well-traveled na trade road, you know.
Yes. The minutes will drag on, and up ahead, you will see you will see
we are
Marius, you will see a stone structure about 30 feet tall, and it will confirm what you already know, that before you is the first outpost for this stretch of a long road.
Kala ko Ursa's Tower, that's to add one colorless map.
As you get near the structure, you would see movement on top of the outpost.
Sorry, anong oras na by this time?
It's about 4 p.m. 4 p.m.
Okay.
Between 4 p.m. to 4:30.
Got it.
Kaya medyo sunset yung nilagay ko na background.
Right.
Nasakto lang. Coincidence. Just coincidence. So, may gagawin ka, Marius?
Medyo ano ko lang, babagalan ko lang yung travel para give them the chance to see us clearly, because baka mabigla sila may travelers and then we have like a ginormous boar behind us.
Speaking of which, binagalan mo visibly ang iyong pagpapatakbo ng carriage. At the tallest point of the structure, may makikita kang movement. From what you could tell is the outpost's watchtower. The movement is coming from a pair of armored humanoids with what you would assume to be quivers on their backs. One of these humanoids will wave downward and shout something to someone below. A few moments later, makikita mo another pair of similarly armored humanoids will come out from the gates of this outpost, spears in hand and grim faces. They will stand in the middle of the road, spears crossed, signaling for you to halt your vehicle.
Sige,
How will you proceed?
we hope. I call out a greeting. Well met, guardsmen. We are travelers on our way to Radjebb Keep. Ayun, our businesses are open.
Instead of answering you, one man will just look at you while the other is peeking inside the carriage without your permission. The man will look at his companion and will point towards the massive giant boar tied up at the back. The man inspecting the carriage will poke its spear towards the small sacks that are located inside your carriage. Yes?
I will exclaim out loudly. I do not believe that we deserve this rude treatment. We have been nothing but compliant to you, the least you can do is treat us and our possessions with the equal amount of respect we have given you.
So the soldier who is looking at you, realizing your distress, will just smile. Forgive our apparent rude behavior. We're supposed to be doing this in light of recent events. Please, we have to escort you inside our outpost. It is not common that we see mercenaries traveling this road, especially mercenaries heading towards Radjebb Keep. The man looks stern, and he looked like an able fighter. And his request for you to accompany him does not seem to be a request, but a command for you to comply.
Can I do insight to see if his intentions are leveraging towards malevolent, or he's just being honest na talagang ginagawa niya ng trabaho niya?
You can roll for an insight check.
Wow,
6.
natural one. My God.
My God.
I keep rolling that shit every session. God damn. Parang third
After
session ko na to
after
naman
the
natural one, potek. I
Yeah,
hate
at
it.
least you're consistent. If nothing else, you are consistent.
Oo nga eh.
Baka nasa processor ng computer. Ewan ko lang.
All right, so Marius, after the man presents his request, you try to think whether or not your group would be in danger. Instead of feeling harm, you became confused and then intimidated.
Mhm.
All you can think of right now is to follow this soldier into the outpost.
Ah, sige, I do as instructed, but I'll keep my hand on my sword handle.
No,
Uh,
the soldier, he will not ask you to alight from the carriage. Ang
he
gusto niya
won't.
is the carriage would enter the perimeter ng
Ah,
outpost.
oo nga, same. I'm still just going to keep my hand at the sword ready.
Uh, Mag-roll ka for a perception check.
Oh, no. Ito yung ano eh, meron akong pattern yata na nangyayari. 12
So,
plus 2, 14.
so as you gave your horses a whip and moved towards the gates into the outpost, you could hear the other soldier approach, the one you previously spoken with, and he will tell that, "Sir, we saw no one inside. I saw no one inside. And your carriage is papasok na sa bakura ng outpost.
Mhm.
One by one, bababa kayo. And the man will greet you. I forgot to introduce myself." Sabihin niya, "My name is Under." Okay. "I am a soldier. As you can see, I am a soldier in this outpost. Perhaps I can invite you inside and speak with our commanding officer."
Okay, so at the show of courtesy, I ease up. Yun lang naman yun. I
So
become,
you would
yeah, I'll be more receptive to whatever courtesy they show us.
mag-roll ka for another perception check.
Yeah. Wow!
Wala. Wala.
Natural 3 plus 2,
So
5.
In response to the warm reception, you would lead yourself towards the closed door in front of you. As you are trying to grab open the handle of the door will suddenly open outwards, almost hitting you in the face. Your military reflexes saved you, and you step one step backward. The one responsible for opening the door is but a young boy, not more than 16 or 17 winters old. This young boy is carrying a short bow and a short sword to its side. He looks angry and uneasy, and behind him he will shout, "As I said, I need your help. Otherwise, we're all gonna die." And he will slam the door behind him. And without looking at your group, the boy will walk away na nagdadabog. Papalabas na siya ng outpost. So Ander will smile at your group, Marius, and tell you that don't mind that one. And he will lead you into the outpost hall.
Uh, I'll sorry, I'll play my character. I'll ask him what the boy's concern was about.
Oh,
Who is
so
this?
that kid, we call him Shin. His name's Shin.
Oh,
Full name Shin. His name is Shin Yoda. He is an aspiring ranger around these parts. So we use him as a scout and just tolerate his attitude, as you can see. This is a small outpost. Aside from us four, you can see the two archers up and the two of us. Our commanding officers inside, giving us a total complement of 5 soldiers guarding this outpost. Shin is here to augment whatever we have. We have him scout the area for whatever it is so we can make the proper action based on what he has to say. As to the reason why he is like this, I don't know. Maybe he spoke with our commanding officer inside. I am curious about it as well.
hmm. Uh, oh man. Uh, kasama kasi sa uh, parang personal motivation shit ni Marius yung to help the common people. So, is if mukhang hindi naman nga impending danger or what, I think I can ease off the curiosity at least for the moment.
Okay. So far, you look at the boy stomping away from the outpost. Uh, you would assess that the boy is mostly angry and disappointed.
Uh,
Maybe he is disappointed with the response given to him by the commanding officer inside. The boy is walking away and he will run into the trees, the far away trees. Don't mind him, says Under. He lives about a few minutes away from here. You can catch up with them anytime you want.
Okay. This outpost, is this built for what? During times of war? Is this like a toll gate? What is this? Why is it here?
It's a checkpoint.
This checkpoint, does this checkpoint have like an inn or tavern or some place we can rest for the evening or maybe restock some supplies?
Sabi ko na nga ba, dapat gumawa ako ng bakuran eh. Yes, meron. Pero
Yeah.
hindi ako nakagawa ng ano. Hindi ako gumawa ng map para dun sa
Ayos. Okay na yun.
specific nung
There's always the pen tool.
Oo. Yung
yung surrounding area niya, meron siyang small patches of residents, which would be logical kasi meron silang semblance of security na pwede nilang puntahan in the form of the outpost.
Hindi siya solitary
Hindi siya,
outpost. No?
Hindi siya yung in the middle of, it's supposed to be in the middle of nowhere, pero as time passed, merong mga tao na tumitira nearby, mostly woodsmen.
Okay.
And some of them nagkakaroon na ng business. Some of them would want to establish trade from other settlers.
being on like
Nearby.
a highway or well-traveled, helps with that.
Ranger outpost nga. Parang sa Might and Magic.
Sige. If there's if walang ibang gusto raw kami kausapin nung captain nitong outpost, right?
Yes.
Sige, we'll proceed to meet with said captain guy.
Info for info.
So the four of you will enter the office of the commanding officer of this outpost. Ander will introduce him as Five. So, Five. The man sitting behind the desk does not look like a soldier at all. His body is frail, and at his side is a short sword. Ander will introduce your group as as a group of mercenaries passing through. And Fi, look at Ander. So have you told
Nung
them our protocol?
mag-interrupt lang ako sandali. Kung
Yes.
in-introduce kasi kami as mercenaries, I'll correct him. We're actually from the guild of the Silver Chance. And we are on this road to Radjebb Keep with some measure of importance. So if by your leave, it would do us a big favor if we would just settle for this evening, at least in one of the establishments here in your keep, in your settlement.
So Nai will try to digest your statement, and he will rub his chin, as if thinking of the implications of you traveling towards Radley. I understand, says Faye. Fine. But I need to complete our protocol first. What I'm supposed to do with you is I will cast my detect magic spell because I need to detect some sort of magic that we are instructed to. And without asking your permission, Fi will complete what seems to be a detect magic spell para dun sa mga spellcasters. Lahat pala kayo, mayroong magic. And he will place his hand just above your body, and one by one, he will detect the magical weapons na dala-dala. And lalabas din si Fai to hold his arm over your carriage, doing the same thing. So Fai will tell Ander, this is not the group we're looking for. And Fai will offer you to take a seat. You see, we have a quite of a problem here right now. We just received intelligence that a group of wanderers is smuggling a demon at the countryside. So naturally, our outpost is on high alert because you cannot just have a demon walk at daylight. So every carriage with armed escorts is a suspect. And another reason is that we are experiencing quite a surge in magic events lately from the places scarred by the last Great War. And instantly you would have an idea that the surge in magical events would have something to do with the dimensional gates brought about during the War of the Immortals. So we are quite on our toes lately.
I
So for that,
can I
yes,
I I interrupt him and ask him, does it have anything to do about the bright beam of light?
yes, the Paladins of Raw who brought us the message said that the information about the demon originated just a few days after a strange beam of light was seen in the city of Specularum. We haven't seen that beam ourselves, but our orders are quite clear. We have to be on the lookout, and we have to apprehend those who are harboring this demon.
Would they dare uh, to share any information about that? Baka meron kaming makita on where we're going.
So far, the information we have is that there is a group of wanderers who is taking the demon to the countryside. That's why all of the outposts are supposed to be on the lookout. And if they have other information, the outpost is supposed to report immediately so a search party can be dispatched post haste.
Uh, siyempre, magiging blunt ako with that. And then what? If you find them, meron ba kayong capability in holding said demon?
On our own, the soldiers of Karamekus cannot. That is why we have to coordinate with the paladins of Roth because they are tasked to handle these otherworldly beings. And you could recall suddenly a pair of paladins that you had a brush with while you were still at the city of Speculam. Yung dalawang arroganteng paladin na na-encuentro nyo. Some time ago.
The ones that we came across the barrack, right?
Yes. So, Phi will offer you a seat. And as you sit, he will tell you that interesting that you came across this outpost. And I would think that going into this place, you encountered our young friend, our young angry friend. You see he serves as our scout for this outpost. However, the reports that he tells us is often exaggerated. Like today, he sent me a report that there is at least 500 hobgoblins nestling at about an hour from this place, at the caves to the north of here. Being the youth that he is, burning with energy and life, he wants us to investigate the caves that he found. But considering our short-handed staff, the most that I can do is send one of the guards to the city of Specularum to organize search party. But since you are here, I'm thinking of maybe I can entice you with a proposition. Are you willing to listen?
I look to my companions and
Is he willing to pay?
So, sabihin ni Phi is, I am willing to give you about 500 gold pieces for the group. 500. If you can confirm the report from Shin that there are hobgoblins holing out in the caves north from this location.
How far are the caves?
It's about an hour or so of traveling through dense forest. You see, what makes his story interesting is that he said that the hobgoblins were carrying large sacks, and these sacks appears to be moving. So Shin thinks that inside these sacks are captives, and in his youth, he wants us to immediately investigate the area. So what do you say?
I suppose we can go and check it out.
do my default insight check and see if
Roll for an insight check.
parang ayoko na nga eh kasi alam ko
Inquisitive.
this stupid rolling I've been doing all night.
Use guidance.
See? That's crap.
Nope.
Okay, so you look at the body language of this soldier.
I believe you, let's go.
Immediately you want to dismiss him, and the tall tales that the scout is feeding him. You would suddenly realize that it's quite impossible to fit 500 hobgoblins.
Okay, I
and
believe your
hide.
story, let's go.
It's impossible to fit and hide 500 goblins in a forest, knowing that there are settlers nearby.
I just whispered to Marius. Well, The surface ain't the only place you can walk on.
Oh,
I mean,
dahil dun
you
sa
know,
sinabi ni Spooks, bigla akong napaisip. Biglang nagkaroon ng bagong gravity yung situation.
light
Uh,
bulb.
yep, that is true. And that's a very a real cause of concern. Sige. Uh, tanong ko yung ano. I'll have to discuss with my companions first. Ano guys? Are we going to humor this I'll say humor with like a sarcastic tone kasi medyo
Yeah.
scary nga naman kasi kung totoo nga na merong humanoid raid that's pending to happen. It's like impending doom.
Yeah. Uh, Two things. One, since we've already encountered these buggers previously, there's a chance it might be. And two, the captain said we only need to confirm it, the whereabouts, right? Don't need to engage or wipe them out. We just need to confirm the location, right?
Yes, all you need to do is to confirm what the scout said.
Alright.
And it's up to you if you would want to act, if you want to perform well and above what was requested.
Okay. Yeah. Just as long as we don't do it in broad daylight.
Yeah, it's just an hour away.
Yeah.
We can walk.
Yes, it's practically 5. So if it's an hour away, it's gonna be nighttime already.
Spooks just looks up in the sky and then realize that he's not squinting his eyes anymore. So, okay. Yeah.
So the group has resolved to check and confirm if the story of the Ranger wannabe is true. So how do you wish to proceed?
Do we proceed now na under cover of darkness since half of us spokes and sneak? You're way better.
Oh, since we're already here, might as well stock up on some stuff that can give us a slight advantage. I don't know.
Okay.
Temple in the Lloyd shopping.
Pwede ba tayong bumali muna dun sa bounty para makabali? Bumali.
Cash advance. O sige, Reidenstern.
Freelancer na freelancer, 50 down, 50 on completion.
And then Spooks
Oh.
checks his pockets.
Standard mercenary fare. How will you discuss this with the commanding officer of this outpost?
Down payment.
Enough rations for us to complete the quest that was given to us. Siguro mga magkano ulit yung bounty?
500 gold
500.
pieces.
100 gold. For rations, magkano kaya pwede natin ano?
So, you magano ka? We need to persuade him to give you a certain sum that you want.
May isi-share
Roll
lang.
for the persuasion.
May isi-share lang ako bago ako mag-roll ng persuasion mo, sir.
Okay.
Kasi kung talagang walang threat yung claim nung young ranger, medyo malaki yung 500 GP just to scout the area. Hindi nyo ba naaninagan yung proposal ngayon? It's too sweet of a deal, biglang 500 GP just to confirm if there's something there, and then we just head back kung meron man o wala. Kung wala, we can just say wala and then atin na yung 500 GP either way. Di ba?
Where is the boy in all of this?
So
Hanapin pa
Sneak,
siguro
you
natin
ask Fi about the whereabouts of the boy. You can find I see Fi. You can find Shin at his cottage. His cottage is located straight ahead from outside of this outpost. It would take you about 10 minutes going from the road into the location of his cottage. You can't miss it. It's the only cottage in the area.
Spooks, you mind coming with me?
So
Well.
pupuntahan niyo si Boy Ranger.
Ako, maalat lang ang rolls ko pero super sus ako dito with the whole thing. But, yun nga, since the group is already agreed then,
Cry wolf
let's
ba?
go.
Yeah.
You will head dun sa bahay ng Ranger. Pero yung kay Reidenstern, i-resolve natin. Reidenstern, out of the 500. How do you wish to negotiate?
200 gold.
200 gold. Roll ka for a persuasion check. A normal roll is 15 DC.
15. Persuasion.
Yes.
7.
27.
So, sasabihin niya, kasabihin ni Fi, you see, I may just be a soldier, but I'm not stupid. This is the first time I saw you. You asked me for advance. Give me information first, and I will give you a full payment afterwards. You said that you want to take Shen with you. Go to his house, and he will be your guide.
How about 50 then, just for ration?
50 gold. Roll for persuasion check. Good. Tumawag pa.
Lumawag.
Yun.
Parang pagkain man lang kami.
That seems to be a reasonable request.
Kaya.
You will take a small pouch and quickly look at inside the contents. He makes a quick count and flicks his wrist. The coin pouch flies through the air, heading towards your direction, Reidenstern. How will you react?
I'll take the pouch.
You will catch it mid-air. Roll for a dexterity save. Ito kumakasalo mo. 10. Easy lang.
Easy.
Love it.
Hindi natin ba kung baka pumuntas pa tayo. Hey!
Yun, sa mukha.
Wait.
You try to grab the gold
Nail cutter ang solution.
mid-air. And
Oh,
it
sa bag.
flew from your grasp and hits you in the head, squarely in the face. To the chuckle and mirth of your companions. And you grab the coin pouch from the floor and immediately head out into the twilight, to the direction ng cottage ni Shin. If your skin would only blush, it would be bright red right now. So your group, si Anders, sasabihin niya, he will point to the general direction kung nasaan yung bahay ni Shin. And your group will walk from the clearing, and a few minutes later you will reach the tree line and into the forest. Straight ahead, lalakarin niya. Mapapansin niya na merong footpath na leading into the forest, suggesting na merong taong dumadaan dito. A few more minutes will pass and you will see, true enough, you will see a small cottage na merong well at the side. Small enough. It's a tiny house. And obviously, it is small enough to fit just one person. Who is taking point?
Okay.
Who is taking point? Sino yung nasa harap?
Yeah, I'll take point.
Okay, so
Not me.
Reidenstern, roll ka for a perception check.
Pero din.
You walk casually into the forest, and then suddenly you hear a twang of a bow being released. You calculated that the twang is coming ahead of you from the general direction of the cottage. And you sense a slight whir of something flying towards you. Using your reflexes, you will cock your head to the side and you feel the shaft of an arrow flying past, thudding to a nearby tree.
Buti araw. Kasi sinminensyon siya.
Yun.
Okay.
Don't get shafted, bro.
That's just wrong. You look to the source of this arrow and you see that it came from the boy you saw a while ago. It's his short bow to one arm and his other arm at the motion of release. And he will ask you, you're from the outpost. What do you want? Do you know that I'm a ranger?
Listen
Yeah,
to me,
ma.
boy.
I can take your experience right now.
Listen, you little bag of XP.
Reidenstern, sige.
Will you help us guide us to the going escort us going to this location? Parang sinabi
Oh.
kanina.
So Phi sent you
Yes, we had an
Help me?
agreement.
in patrolling those caves. So you're supposed to be my underlings for this mission. Am I correct?
Marius is going to step up. Listen here, boy. I've had enough of your rudeness.
You little shit.
We are here to help you, and you greet us with an arrow? You are lucky that we do not chop you down where you stand.
Roll call for an intimidation check.
Little shit.
Yeah. Listen here, you little shit.
Marius, roll call for
Natapilok si Marius. You will be wrong!
Umiyok.
while you're giving your tirade of while you're giving your tirade towards Shin, the boy does not seem to be affected one bit. You can see in his eyes, mixed with his arrogance, the boy is brave enough to stand up against a group of 4 armed individuals. Either it is his youth or genuine bravado, you do not know.
Uy! Oo nga.
He doesn't stand down and he will just repeat. So, like I said, Phi sent you to be my underlings in this mission. Did he tell you that I saw 500 hobgoblins? Are you equipped to handle that?
How old does this boy look?
Huh?
How old does the boy look like?
Uh, the boy seems skinny. Meron siyang brown cape at his back. Meron siyang short sword to his side. His height is about 5'4", 5'5". It doesn't seem to be imposing, but what he lacks in physical stature, he makes up with his obnoxious attitude.
Okay.
Well, I'll go towards the boy. Hey, boy.
I'm not a boy. I'm a ranger, and you will address me as one. Ranger boy.
Come here, boy. Do you see that big boar over there? It's quite hungry.
So you will intimidate it? Roll for
Yes.
intimidation check.
Intimidation.
Intimidation check. You don't intimidate me. You stay
Pinalad.
here. I will get my equipment, and you can escort me. Without waiting for a response, the ranger will go into his cottage.
While the boy is away, I turn to Marius and say, "Did they say anything about keeping the boy alive?"
Well, he's
Not to
also
me.
mate. He's also
I heard
mate.
nothing.
Boys are
The
also a
fact-
source of mate.
The forest is wide and dark and full of dangers.
And accidents.
Anything can happen. And as I say that, spores begin to climb the side of my face to emphasize my point.
You can suddenly, fall on a bear trap with daggers
Face down.
and arrows.
Face-
And that poisonous slime that Spooks is conveniently been carrying around. We don't know. It's an accident.
My s-
No, and then I stop myself from. I do my Wusa composure bullshit.
All right, so a few minutes will pass, and
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
ranger.
Yeah, I remember that.
Teka, ano? Ano ba?
It's a give
Yeah. Yeah, it's a spiller.
Ano?
Spirit. The
Yeah,
hunter.
yun yung impression na nakikita ko.
Kaya parang ganyan. Parang sabi natin ano. That's gawin nating kanyang 2D manifestation.
Yung?
Sa Ariete yan, di ba? Ariete.
Oo.
Ariete.
Ihiyang ko yung manifestation.
Feel my holy water.
He's a ranger. I'm a druid boy. Like I own the forest. What the fuck are you talking about?
I am the forest, little nigga.
So, about 5 minutes will pass, and the boy will suddenly slam his door open. And he will stomp to the steps ng kanyang cottage. So, while you're standing there, we need to proceed. He will point out north, as it is the general direction na gusto niyo puntahan. As the ranger is approaching your group, you would realize that he will suddenly grab his neck, grab the left side of his neck, as if surprised with what happened, and the boy will suddenly fall to the ground, face down. You would see that there is a small dart protruding from the left side of the boy's neck. Ano gagawin niya?
Are you alright, boy? Subukan kong
Perception check. What direction did the dart come from?
Roll ka for a perception check.
Okay.
Sabihin ko na you need a 15.
Okay.
So normal save. The time is about 5:30 p.m.
Uy!
Oh Jesus.
Okay,
Ah,
so
come on.
For what?
So meron kayong
I see no dart.
inspiration.
The commotion.
Napakaaga.
Listen to me, boy.
I see no boy. Let's proceed.
Okay, man. That's just plain rude. That's plain rude, man.
If you're talking
Meron
about
kayong
rudeness, I
inspiration,
remember
isa.
rudeness.
Ano, gamitin na natin.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
Ako, wala ako inspiration.
Yeah.
I used it last time.
I got one from the mushroom.
Okay, shake into consciousness ko muna yung boy. Boy, are you alright, boy?
The boy fell to the ground. So si Reidenstern lalapitan niya. And he will try to... Si Reidenstern na. Reidenstern, roll ka for a perception check.
Perception.
13. So unahin ko muna yung kay Sneak. Sneak, you try to look around kung saan nang galing yung kung bakit hinawakan ng ranger yung kanya on the left side of his neck. You find yourself confused kasi nung bumagsak yung ranger, he twisted his body and he did not give you much clues kung saan nang galing yung tumama sa kanya. Reidenstern, lumapit ka dun sa ranger and you look over him and you found that there is a small flickering piece of metal protruding from the boy's neck. You pulled the metal out and you tried to shake the boy to consciousness. You felt the boy's neck and you felt a pulse. The boy is alive. He's just unconscious.
Oh, no, mate.
Nakita nyo si Marius tinatapon out of scene yung blow dart gun. Hindi, joke lang yun.
I turn to Marius and say, is there anything within your divine blessings that you can use on this child? He is our guide after all.
Marius will have a very visible struggle of
Very visible discomfort.
yun, matinding discomfort, parang I will produce the bogan. No, joke.
Well, Marius, I'll give you a chance to slap the boy into consciousness.
Little nigga rude as shit.
Wake up, boy!
So Reidenstern, you slap
No,
the boy.
teka lang. That's clearly an attack from somewhere. Tsaka na natin anuhin to. Mag on guard muna tayo with like where the attack came from.
Sige.
Sino pa hindi gumagalaw dito? Spooks. How
Ako,
we proceed?
hindi pa ako nagpa-perception for the source of
did I-
that. Pero reluctant
Sige,
ba?
Marius.
I'll do it reluctantly.
Did
Kinda.
I see the...
Kinda.
Or guidance din perception check.
Yeah. I do that and then duck under something for cover.
Guidance on Marius. You complete your spell
Make it count.
What?
and Marius will feel his senses more heightened than usual.
What?
Roll for a perception check.
Yeah! 11.
11 plus.
2 yung sa akin. What does guidance give?
Plus D4.
2, 13 total.
So you look around above and below the trees. None from your group can figure out the source of the projectile na tumama sa case ship.
Come out, I want to thank you for shutting that little shit up.
As if in response to your request, you see a hooded figure prop himself at a tree about a few dozen yards away from you. The hooded figure His cloak appears to be made of ordinary fabric, and this humanoid will hunch himself over as if a monkey sitting on a thick tree, parang si Spider-Man.
Do I see this?
And he will, ano?
Can we
And
see
this
this now?
man will lower his. Yes, all of you can see this.
Okay.
And all of you can see na dahan-dahan niya ibababa ang kanyang hood. Ang immediate na makakakilala sa kanya ay si Reidenstern. You will recognize this man as a member of the Team Portos. This man will not speak. This man is quite dense. And this man is simply known as Silence.
Oh.
Oh.
Silence, he will put his arm towards his sleeve. And out of it will come a scroll. And he will throw it to your group. Reidenstern, babagsak yung scroll sa harap mo.
I'll try to catch it.
Hindi na kita pag-rollin for a dexterity save. Baka tamaan ka sa mukha ulit eh. So, naabot mo yung scroll. And it appears na it contains a letter of sorts. You will unfold it and realize that it is in fact a letter. You will scan it over, and the note will say that it is from the guild liaison from the guild master ng Silver Chance Guild, si Terry. The message says, greetings, my friends. This is to give you a message that when you left, we received word from our friend at the city guards. The Paladins of Roth confirmed a source of growing demonic energy within the city of Specularum. The next day, after your departure, word reached us that the Paladins are going house to house. Their official reason is that they are looking for fugitives. But we know that they are really looking for Albedo and home. We agreed to move them down to the town of Threshold because I have relatives there who can keep them hidden for a while. The members of the Silver Chance and the remnants of the Team Portals will stay at the town of Threshold for 30 days, and they expect you to rendezvous with them within that time. Our friend Silence here is set to join us as we wait for you at the town of Threshold. And that's the end of the note para sa inyo. How will you react? So, Reidenstern, sabihin na lang natin na you read this message aloud para sa mga companions. And the rest of the party, narinig nyo na mayroong nakatunog na hinahunting ng Paladins of Roth, si Albedo, tsaka yung kaibigan niya isa si Ho, which would coincide dun sa kwento nung commanding officer dito sa outpost ito, that a group of wanderers is smuggling a demon into the countryside.
Ooh, okay. So
Kaya sila alert.
Ano pala tayo?
How long since na sa 30 days na yun, how long since na ano tong letter has been sent out? So,
Looking at the date nung letter na to, the date was posted 2 days ago.
that's 30 days until we have 28 days until we reach, well, before that we need to finish this scouting
So
thing.
technically, you have ano, Paps, you have 26 days to finish this other thing.
We need to hurry then. Let's go. Wake that little runt up so we can get this done and over with.
I'll just,
Yeah, mage slap him.
well, kung hindi pa rin siya mag-conscious, bubuhatin ko na siya.
Hindi, pointless kasi siya yung makaka-lead. Siya yung magli-lead sa atin papunta dun sa lugar.
So
kung saan
Silence
nakita
is
yun.
still perched on his tree, looking at your group. Meron ba kayong gustong ipagawa kay Silence? Otherwise, babalik na siya. He will return with his group papunta dun sa...
Able body ba yung si Silence to help with the scouting? Baka kaya niya.
He will not join you in this mission.
If
He
so,
he just gave you the message.
ask him how much gold he has.
So, Spooks, you ask Silence how much coin he has in his person. The Silence will not respond with you verbally, and by his body language, he's not making any response at all. He's just perched there, being dismissive sa kung ano gusto mong mangyari.
I just turned to Reidenstern. Is he deaf?
No, he's a shadow. He's a dark knight.
I ask.
Yeah, that's what he does, man.
That's it for the party, eh?
I ask if he has an antidote for the dart.
Yes, yun ang inaantay ko. And Silence will pull another one from his side, a small vial of a glowing green liquid, and will toss it towards Reidenstern. Gusto mo mag-roll for dexterity?
Yun. Pwedeng,
Di na. You will catch it mid-air para to save pace. So you were able to catch it mid-air.
Can I use the help action?
And realizing na tapos na yung kanyang objective in this part, Silence will melt into the shadows and he will disappear in a badass style, a la Batman.
See? I told you. He does that shit.
So Reidenstern, so understanding how this is supposed to go, you uncork the vial and pour the liquid into the mouth of Shin, and waited for a few minutes for the liquid to produce its effect. All of you are sitting in a circle surrounding the young ranger, and a moment later, he will sit up and gasp loads and loads of fresh air, confused and dazed as to why he was sitting up and why you are surrounding him. He will look at your group and he will shout profanities on what the F are you doing surrounding him.
I
Hallelujah.
quickly turn to the kid and say, "Well, we were just talking about the hobgoblins that you were telling us about, and you fainted. It seems the mere thought of going out there and exploring it. Well, you are left in this sorry state, and we had to pick you up."
Yeah, and Spokes will just interject. Yeah, not until it's too late that you saw that flying insect stinging you in the back of your neck. So yeah, some ranger you are.
What flying insect? What flying insect you're talking about? I did not fall unconscious. What did you do to me?
Check your neck, mate. I mean, the bug's gone, but your neck, I don't know. We can't help you with that.
The young ranger will try to feel his neck. He does. He felt something strange in his neck, but he will not recognize it. This is nothing. I caught this a few days ago. He will stand up, pack his things. Are you ready to go? Or are you supposed to be doing something else?
Well, it is getting dark. It's perfect, so yeah, let's go.
Well, I'll march ahead of him and
No.
wave.
I hold Reidenstern back and say, "Let our brave ranger take the lead. Show us the ropes, eh?"
Yeah, right, ranger.
Okay, so with that, he will lead your group heading north towards the supposed caves kung saan niya nakita yung hanggangs. Okay, so dito muna tayo mag-save point. Kasi nakatakip yung aking keyboard and napansin ko na it's past midnight na pala.
Copy.
Oo nga.
Okie-dokie.
So, ang XP kasi, XP point nito is dun sa paano nyo gigisingin tong si Shin. First option is kakalad ka rin siya, hindi siya magigising unless kukunin niyo yung antidote kay Silence.
Hindi gising niya kung apat kaming iisa mukha niya. But, no, hindi na
So, yung reward nyo for doing that is meron kayong 500 XP each para dun sa handling it. And yung sa giant boar, the intention is to not kill the giant boar. So I was surprised doon sa ginawa ni Day. Instead of letting the boar go away, which was intended, alis lang siya, gagawin mo siyang mount. So with that, instead of giving your group 1,000 XP each, 1,500 XP. Para,
Hell yeah!
as I said, di ko siya in-expect. So I was not expecting it.
1-5 for no meat.
Oh, he's going to mount that boar daily.
Yes.
Oh! That's just...
Give it a
You
shot.
can do it!
You can do it! Oo nga, no? So, all in all, 1,500 XP each. Ay, ano ba?
Plus 5 individual.
2,000 XP.
So tough.
2,000 XP each?
Yes, sir.
Isang tulog na lang, level up na.
Actually, parang ang bilis ko mag-gain na experience ngayon kasi behind ako from last time. Tapos mas mataas na yung XP gain ngayon. So, halfway na ako. Agad. I just leveled to level 7.
Nice.
Dapat kasi talaga matataas na yung XP nyo eh. Hindi na pwede mababa eh.
Oh, yung nagbabari lang dahil sa player count.
Yeah.
It's but we'll take it. We will take it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll take it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Naano lang yung oras natin dun sa non-combat encounters.
Dalawang natural one. Potek.
Yeah.
That's the intention. Nakakaburat talaga tong si Ranger. That's his objective.
Foil siya.
And your rewards would be how well you would handle him.
Yeah.
And
How not to hit a child?
how to make him not fall into any accident.
Not yet.
Not
We'll keep him safe. For now.
Mahaba ang gabi.
Ayun, speaking of, eto, fascinating, siya, for D&D and the other RPGs.
Which one?
Yung trope pa. Kay overly sarcastic. Marami kang mapupulot na relevant stuff.
Oh, right.
Saan yun? YouTube din?
So,
YouTube.
ay,
Itong buong
babae.
playlist na to.
Ito. Yung link mo.
Puro mga shorts lang siya pero solid yung information. Yung mga types ng antagonist, protagonist, types ng settings,
Okay.
mga genre.
That's question. Is it possible to find a mushroom that would allow me to go berserk?
Since expert ka on mushrooms,
Yeah.
alam mo yung locations ng mushroom that can produce such effects. The problem is, you have to find the locations. Hindi lang siya yung maglalakad ka in the wilderness and find something.
Panibagong
Basically-
proficiency na sa 6E yun. Mushroom proficiency.
Mushroom proficiency.
Oo.
Hindi, meron lang
mukhang
eh.
yung gusto mong gawin eh.
Yeah.
Kaya ako nilagay yung mushrooms na yan para talaga kung gusto nyo propagate.
Thank you. Yeah.
Point of interest.
Like it.
Nakakatawa lang eh, para nyo papakain. Tulad niya, di ba, yung pinakain nyo ng mushroom si Patches dati. Yung lahat na nakikita niya kulay sepia.
Yung Halloween special.
Kumain siya ng mushroom yung kulay sepia, lahat nakita niya.
Bakit ako bumobogo?
Color grade. Like color grade yung editor.
May feel that.
Yun lang eh. Sige. So,
Thanks, Dax.
yes, it.
Nice.
We will continue
Ay,
next
good
week.
shit, man.
Good shit talaga, yes. I appreciate. Meron akong bagong alaga. Thank you.
Thank you.
GG,
GG guys.
GG to all.
Jeez.